That was on the show.
That was on the show. You're right. Sam will join us on Thursday, and we'll do a draft postmortem or trade postmortem or both. And we're obviously going to talk about this article that he and Anthony Slater put out yesterday. There's a lot in here. We've already talked a little bit about the close call with Alex Caruso, which God would have just been enough for me. Like, you re-up Mike Brown, you re-up Malik Monk, you added Alex Caruso. Like, at that point, I don't care. It's a great offseason. Don't even care. That's the type of move we need to make. So that's disappointing. But one of the things that caught a lot of people's eyes was De'Aaron Fox. There's a segment in here that says that Fox's future looms in the background. As league sources say, the All-Star guard has decided not to sign an extension this year, in part because he wants to see how the roster takes shape for the long haul. Fox, who has 2 seasons left on his current deal, wants to win at the highest level and could also qualify for a significantly larger max if he makes All-NBA. That part. And the thing is, look, I want to say something, but I want to couch it first by saying, God hates Sacramento. It's something I've said a billion times. I understand from a Kings fan's point of view why you always think the worst thing is going to happen, why there's usually worry and ringing of. I totally get it. I'm not blaming anybody for thinking this way. And by the way, maybe Fox is going to leave. Like, I can't tell you he's not. But I'm old enough to remember when everybody was wringing their hands as to whether or not Mike Brown was going to sign an extension. They were going to get it done. I'm old enough to remember when everybody was wringing their hands over whether or not Malik Monk was going to stay in Sacramento. I'm also old enough to remember how many people, in part, didn't like the Halliburton trade because Domantas Sabonis was going to leave Sacramento and not sign an extension. Does De'Aaron Fox want to see how the roster takes shape? Sure. Does De'Aaron Fox want to win at the highest level? Absolutely. Does De'Aaron Fox want to hold out and see if he can make an All-NBA team this year so that he can sign a contract that is many tens of millions of dollars higher than if he said? Let me put it a different way. There is absolutely zero incentive for De'Aaron Fox to sign an extension now other than, well, God forbid, what if there was some crazy injury that happened? Here's the thing, though. De'Aaron Fox is already generationally wealthy. We're not talking about a guy who's made $15 million in his career, and this is his big, look, Malik Monk, that's a lot more surprising signing for only $78 million, but Malik has kind of had to work his way through the league. Not that De'Aaron hasn't, but he hasn't made near the money De'Aaron Fox has made. De'Aaron Fox, through his deal he's got right here, is, I think, somewhere approaching about $250 million when it's done. You're talking about a deal that's going to be, what did I want to say, 375, 400 million, something crazy like that. I got to find the numbers. There's no incentive for him to sign right now. None. It makes no sense. So yes, I'm not going to sit here and deny. Of course, he wants to see the roster. Yeah. Of course, his agent is not an idiot. Obviously, there's no point. So use a little bit of leverage. Keep a little bit of input if you want. Make sure you got people on their toes. And could De'Aaron Fox leave? Yeah. By the way, let me put it a different way, Jason. I can't come on the air, nor can you, and say, well, De'Aaron Fox is definitely re-signing an extension. I will say this. I am more, if I had the whole $250,000 bet we use, if you told me one of two things is going to happen, De'Aaron Fox will leave and not sign an extension, or the Sacramento Kings will trade him at some point, I would put the money on them trading him. I don't think either's going to happen, by the way. I'm just saying I think that's more likely. Yeah. So, and by more likely, I mean 5% chance to 4% chance or something like that. So it just calm down on it. Yeah, I mean, I'll take the article for exactly the way it was worded and say, again, we like to say this phrase, both things can be true. That's it. Like, to me, I would say in priorities, his agent, I'm sure De'Aaron himself would say,
it makes 0 sense to sign an extension today.
Yes.
Because I'm going to play next year. And if I'm all NBA, I am getting with a guarantee more money. So I'm going to bet on myself that part. Right. And then, okay, now let's go. It doesn't go that way. He doesn't become all NBA and they win 40 games.
Sure.
And they're the 12th seed. And then he has another year of the contract and doesn't get all NBA.
Right.
Doesn't sign the extension and they win 40 games and they're the 12th seed. He will have given 9 years to this organization.
That's right.
At that point, he would be gone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
But that's going down that road, or to actually you're better, like maybe they'll go, we gotta reboot, we gotta trade him. That's not today. That's not tomorrow. That's way down the line if things don't go in place. But De'Aaron's really good. De'Aaron continues to get better. I would say the odds of him becoming an all-NBA player are probably pretty good. Not a lock, but pretty good. And if he does, that means the team is also winning. He's probably happier. They're probably a playoff team. And that's the rosier look. Like, that's a very legitimate path. But if I'm De'Aaron in his camp, there's no way I sign an extension.
Of course not.
And I'm not saying this isn't a story, but I think you kind of like also put a little pressure on the team. They know they're trying to win.
Right.
So it's like, I think De'Aaron's happy.
Yes.
I think he wants it to be here. But
roots.
Yeah. And if it doesn't work, then that's the reality. Like, let's try something else.
If you're wondering about the numbers, by the way, so far in his career through last season, he's made just over $92 million in his career. He has 3 years left on this deal he's in right now, and it's worth about $105 million is what he's got left coming to him. So basically, when it's all said and done, he's going to be, when this contract is over, De'Aaron Fox will exit $250 million. He'll have made about $200 million. And then if he signs this extension, that would put him, again, if he gets the big one, I think it's 375, 378. De'Aaron Fox, when his career is said and done, will almost certainly have made $500 million.
Isn't that incredible? All here, likely, right? And if he plays this entire year here, which I believe is going to happen, nobody, Dave, has ever played 8 full seasons as a Sacramento King.
Is that true?
Mm-hmm. Nobody. So like the year like when DeMarcus and I think Jason Thompson has the most games played.
Yeah.
And Fox has missed some games. So, but if Fox plays, I want to say about 75 to 80 games this year, he'll pass Jason Thompson.
That's crazy.
So not Mitch, not DeMarcus, not Weber. Nope. Nobody's ever played. So he's played 7 years here. This will be season 8.
Wow, that is incredible.
And then that going fast. I mean, this is 8th season coming up.
That is crazy.
As a Sacramento King. Like the Kings overall, there's different.
Yeah, like Sam, I'm looking right now. So Sam Lacey is the all-time franchise leader at 888.
Is there any Sacramento King in that top 10?
There is Jason Thompson is number 8 at 541. Peja at 518. Mitch at 517.
So you said 541 for JT?
541 for JT.
I think De'Aaron's at 460 something.
Let me look here. I did not know that, Jason Ross. That's actually really cool. And there should be like that deserves a video. That deserves a video. Yes, De'Aaron Fox has played 469 games. So that would put him, what did we say there? That would put 469, which means by the end of next season, assuming he plays, let's say 70 games. Oh my God, he's going to be the all-time leader next year. You're right. Yeah, absolutely. He will pass Jason Thompson as the all-time leader in games played. And then he's only got another 340 to go to be the franchise leader. So
that'd be a good sign, though. Hey, getting up to those numbers.
6 more seasons.
Yeah.
Plays his entire career for us. He's our Kobe Bryant. He's our Larry Bird. He's our Tony Gwynn. He's our Cal Ripken Jr.
Those would all be really good signs.
Yes. I think things would be going quite well. What's the moral of the story? There's always a chance. Look, you can walk out right now and get hit by a bus. Nobody can say anything for sure. But
that's the moral of the story.
The moral of the story is you could walk outside right now and get hit by a bus. We'll take a break. But you can't say absolutely he's re-signing, but all signs point to that. It's definitely not something to worry about. But I know And you know, and we know it's going to be this undercurrent thing that's going to be, well, I mean, De'Aaron Fox, it's on the horizon. You never know what's going to do. And honestly, with all the other stuff going on right now, trust me when I say we don't need to expend the energy on any of that. Especially you can switch to full-time electric and save on that energy with our good